It is the 16th of April 2022. A very good evening and welcome to UBC News Tonight. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha with Mugalu Mohammed on sign language. In our top stories of the day, local leaders in Kakumiro district have been challenged to embrace the recently launched Parish model. Now, Prime Minister Robin Nabanja, who describes the program as a game changer, calls for mindset change to ensure success of the new development program. Nabanja, who is also a woman member of parliament for Kakumiro district, echoed this while orienting leaders into this new government development program. Okurut reports.
The compound was full and the participants were all attentive. They were here to be inspired and get oriented in the country's new development program, the Parish development model.
Complaining person, a lamenting person is negative. He will limit your advancement.
Nchipanya abasinga ba papa Uganda Parish chief ha million 10 bawulide million 10 kale tujja kulaba kulo kyanjawulo.
Mindset change was part of the emphasis as local leaders of Kakumiro converged at Prime Minister Robin Nabanja's residence. The Minister for Local Government, Raphael Majezi, was one of the facilitators. He emphasized the need to transit from subsistence to commercial farming.
Whether you are in trade, whether you are in agriculture, all that you produce is for your survival. You do not produce enough to feed your home and take the surplus to the market to get some money.
The Parish development model is seen as a game changer in ensuring that 39% of Ugandans outside the money economy also join the cash economy. This was emphasized by Prime Minister Robin Nabanja.
The Parish model is a game changer. Now, as we talk, to put money in our people's pockets and to fight poverty. But chibalize ubona. Oli bwagamba game changer amanyisa aki chibalizege nyinkyakara hano. Ngwati Dero abantu baitu abaikaire batakora sente. Esaba yokora sente ni yenu.
Nabanja's explanation was clear enough for leaders to understand who was eligible for the PDM funding.
Esente zinu teziri zawe imwe abali anu. Kurora nywena muri bagayiga. Inywe esente zinu temulimu. Esente zinu z'abantu bemulekera omubyala abanaku. We are targeting the poor.
Local leaders, ranging from RDC to others, affirmatively share this point of view.
We want to focus at people, those subsistence farmers who are still working for Echida Chionka.
We are almost going to start, and the money is on the account of the district. Let all women in the sub-county be able to use that money.
What must be noted, it is a revolving fund. You use it on an interest of 5%. Say, for example, if you have been given 1 million, you take back, the profit is 50,000 within a year.
The Parish development model has 7 pillars aimed at increasing agricultural production, productivity, value addition and financial inclusion, among others. Henry Okurut, UBC.
In more stories, the Mufti of Uganda, Sheikh Ramadan Muwaje, has advised Muslims, cautioned them about those that are opposing unity agreement to reconsider their plans. Muwaje was presiding over the launch of a new mosque at Nawandagala village in Bulange sub-county in Namutumba district.
The Mufti of Uganda, Sheikh Shaban Muwaje, has commissioned a new mosque built by the Al-Bahyan charity organization in Namutumba. Muwaje was accompanied to Namutumba by Nakasero-based Tabligh leader Sheikh Yunus Kamoga and Busoga Muslim leaders at a colorful launch. While speaking to the gathering, Muwaje said that ever since he was elected as the Mufti of Uganda, his mission has been to foster unity and development.
We thank those who have come out to join the unity drive. Despite those voices, negative voices which have started coming up, we feel that it would have been a surprise if we didn't have any voice which is opposing the unity of Muslims. The whole Quran teaches us to unite, but if we hear that some people are against unity, then it is no wonder that Satan is still surviving and is still misguiding some of our followers, Muslim followers. So we pray that they see the light, they come and join the unity drive so that we can move together as Uganda Muslim Film Council.
Sheikh Eunice Kamoga also asked other factions to embrace the unity for the good of their religion.
ارحموا من في الأرض يرحمكم من في السماء والتصني وغني نقصى سيدنا والله وعلا شبينا فشتونه نعم سلام ونوي ممرزة سلام ونوي ويبان ونا نابان دبا بقى بنلقب يا سيرنا بقى ما في سنة تدوسه والله تصني وغني.
The Busoga Kadhi, Sheikh Muhammad Bowa, hailed Mubaje and his counterparts for reconciliation. The director Al-Bahian organization, Haj Muhammad Ngobi, said that he built the mosque because of Muslims' passion.
There are times when hard times create stronger men, because stronger men are the ones to create easy times, whereby easy times create lazy men, and lazy men again create difficult times. I, having come from difficult times, I managed to be strong. And so, being strong, those are the fruits coming out of my energy.
Muslims in the area welcome the new mosque, citing challenges they have been facing.
President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has directed the Kampala RCC Amina and Lukanga to speed up the process of evicting encroachers from Lubigi Wetland in Kampala district. The office of the RCC Territorial Police Commanders and NEMA have now embarked on the process of cleaning Lubigi Wetland of any occupation.
Net houses have continued to be erected in the Lubigi Wetland, raising concerns on why government could be paying a blind eye to the encroachers. However, although on several occasions local authorities have intervened, the eviction process has hit a dead end. Now President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has instructed the Kampala RCC Amina Nanziri Lukanga to intervene.
President kenyini yajatulagidde oluvannyuma lw'okulaba nti ndowooza tubadde siro.
Tuyitiddwa mu lukiiko luno RDC nga tutegeeza nti waliyo obweraliikirivu ne President bw'aba ayita ku Northern Bypass awo yeeraliikirira olw'abantu abo abakoze eki abasenze awo.
So we really want to engage you one-on-one as a group, and we agree because we need to conserve our environment.
Although government is this time committed to evict the encroachers, there is a court order restricting such arrangements.
NEMA has not given anybody permission to stay in that swamp. That's why we give a notice. That's why we gave a restoration order, such that if anybody has information which can protect him to stay in the swamp, he brings it out. And we have received 0. That means that is the Wolokoso. Whoever is there should get out of the swamp. We just need evidence to show us that NEMA sold you a swamp, because we just regulate use in the swamp. We regulate use of any activity in a wetland. We cannot sell a swamp.
We are going to do engagements first, and we establish what exactly is on ground. As we understood that there is a court order that came in December, but we had not gotten a copy of it. So we are going to verify where there is the area of contention and the place that has no contention. So and the area that has no contention will move, and the one that has issues, we shall also do due diligence and see how best we can handle.
The encroachers have now been given a grace period of 1 week to vacate the wetland willingly or be forced out.
So whether you have a minor land title, whether you're on Uganda Land Board title and it's in the swamp, you have to utilize the swamp in accordance with the law.
Take time, prepare yourselves and vacate peacefully. Do not force NEMA, do not force KCCA, do not force us to come and vacate you forcefully, because you're going to lose out your things.
Among the encroachers on this land is the Presidential Advisor on Ghetto Affairs, Makabugembe alias Buchaman. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
In more stories, the Uganda Business and Technical Examinations Board have released a roadmap that will be followed to conduct the April May 2022 examinations, with an appeal to all heads of training institutions and candidates to adhere and observe standard operating procedures and guidelines on COVID-19 urged. Details follow.
At least 24,700 candidates from 261 examination centers are expected to sit for the Uganda Business and Technical Examinations Board assessment across the country from the 19th of April to the 27th of May 2022. The examination will be done by students pursuing higher national diploma in business and humanities, physical and biological sciences, and technical and vocational diploma programs. The Executive Secretary, Uganda Business and Technical Examinations Board, Onesmus Oyeisije, while addressing the media in Ntinda, noted that the board registered 37 candidates with special needs and has deployed support staff to assist candidates with special needs.
We have accordingly deployed 8 support personnel to assist candidates with those. There are those who really need to have special attention, and then others sometimes it is like you have to add on time, but we have deployed 8 special people who are going to handle those cases.
Oyeisije appealed to all heads of training institutions and candidates to adhere and observe standard operating procedures and guidelines on COVID-19 issued by the Ministry of Health and Ministry of Education and Sports.
The board appeals to heads of centers and the candidates to adhere and observe standard operating procedures and guidelines on COVID-19 issued by the Ministry of Health and Ministry of Education and Sports respectively.
The board wants the scouts and supervisors to be vigilant and guard against examinations malpractices during these examinations.
People may be involved in sometimes those small malpractice which people do. So once we are appealing to heads of centers to make sure they brief candidates the repercussions, what happens. They are very tough now. We're also encouraging all candidates to desist from involvement in any form of examination malpractice.
Uganda Business and Technical Examinations Board was established in 2008 by the Act of Parliament with the mandate to streamline, regulate, coordinate and conduct business technical examinations and competence-based assessment, including specialized training and awards.
The Assistant Commissioner Technical Vocational Education Training Operations, Elizabeth Kateme, has urged parents to encourage their children to embrace vocational skills training. Now, he disclosed this at Uganda Hotel and Tourism Training Institute, Jinja, while welcoming the students who competed in the World Skills Africa competitions held in Namibia.
An Assistant Commissioner for Technical and Vocational Education Training, Elizabeth Kateme, says the Uganda Hotel and Tourism Training Institute curriculum is being revised to include competence-based education and training. This was at an event held at Uganda Hotel and Tourism Training Institute, Jinja, while welcoming students who participated in the World Skills Africa competitions held in Namibia. Kateme emphasized hands-on skills training for all institutions for realizations of competence-based education and training.
We are reviewing our curriculum to include competence-based education and training. That one is emphasizing hands-on. So the curriculum has been revised to that. So all other institutions have to subscribe to that competence-based education and training. Even our assessment body, that's the UBC, is also assessing according to competence-based education and training.
The Deputy Principal, Uganda Hotel and Tourism Training Institute, Moses Kaneni, appealed for closer cooperations with the stakeholders for quality workforce that will go out to change the hospitality landscape.
Skills competition has been on, but the funding has been the problem. And before we came in, the trades in hospitality were not being considered. Now that we are considered and we belong to Ministry of Tourism and we are a semi-autonomous organization formed by Act of Parliament, we now want to partner with them in as far as training is concerned, in as far as funding the activity is concerned, in as far as hosting the activity is concerned. In fact, we are saying national competition is in the next year of hospitality should come here.
Kaneni advised parents to encourage their children to embrace vocational skills training for better opportunities.
Let it be cooking, let it be service, let it be pastry and bakery. So to Ugandans and most especially the youth out there, everyone go for vocational skills training. Knowledge can come later as long as you have skill. The cause of poverty in Uganda is because of lack of skills. We have a lot of knowledge, minor skills.
Mugerwa Husama, who successfully competed in the World Skills Africa Challenge, encourages the youth to take on vocational skills training, claiming knowledge can come in later as long as one has a skill.
Uganda tuli awo emitendera gye tukola si kale bayinza olaba emitendera gye tukola si gye giri waggulu nnyo ne nasobola okugenda n'emitendera gyaffe egya wano ku ssomero kuba buli kye nali nkola kitukola wano ku ssomero nenkisobozesa okumpanguza kitegeeza wenna ayongeramu ku bye najjayo ne ku bye nagenda nabyo okusuubira okudda n'obuwanguzi.
World Skills Uganda is a member of World Skills International that ensures maintenance of standards of those being trained. Story compiled by Tanaba Kenneth for UBC News.
President Yoweri Museveni has received a message of condolence from the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson upon the death of Speaker of Parliament Jacob Oulanyah. Now, Jacob Oulanyah died in the USA on March 20th and was buried last Friday at Laloji in Omoro District. Premier Johnson's message was delivered by Lord Dola Popat, who called on the President at State House Nakasero this afternoon. President Museveni and Lord Popat discussed issues of mutual interest between Uganda and the United Kingdom in various sectors including health, investment, energy, transport and agriculture.
President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has said that Uganda and the UK should be cooperating more and doing more business because of their social and cultural links. He added that both countries share many aspirations than no other. Responding to their frustration over Civil Aviation Authority and Uganda Airlines' failure to start direct flights to the UK, President Museveni promises to push the two entities and have the paperwork done soon so that Uganda can start direct flights to UK.
I personally would be happy to give them a loan for their travel cost, visa cost, to come and work in UK.
You will be flooded.
That's fine. We need them because Ugandans are one English speaking. Their custom and culture is very similar to the English. And rather than giving you aid, this is the best way to develop your people.
Absolutely. So that they would have concluded the forms.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to them also to say, please, you work with some volunteers to teach you how to fill forms.
So, sir, they have said June. They said they need till June. So again, the piece for me is...
June for what?
June to complete the forms.
Who?
The Civil Aviation Authority.
Our people here?
Uh-huh.
That's not good enough. How can somebody who wants to come in the house be the one to delay?
Correct. Very frustrating.
No.
And they've had the planes for 18 months on the tarmac.
Yes. You know, the problem we got, Lord Popat, was that during Yamin's time, the civil service broke down.
Correct.
So when we came back, we found that ramp of the civil service.
Yeah.
But unlike the army, we didn't interfere with it. We left it. But I think during Yamin's time, they are educated. They are all university graduates, masters.
The president said Uganda is focusing on improving the standards and processing of agricultural products that are acceptable to the international market. The president encouraged his guests to attract more investors from UK to come and invest in Uganda because Uganda is rich in minerals. Lord Papat is the Conservative peer at the House of Lords and has been the UK trade envoy for Uganda and Rwanda since 2016. Lord Papat revealed that they have a grand plan of taking Ugandan qualified nurses to work in the UK. He added that they chose Uganda because they are English speakers and they have so much in common. He said the negotiations are already underway with the Ministry of Health Permanent Secretary, Dr. Diana Atwine. He asked the Ugandan government to work on the issue of starting direct flights to UK by Uganda Airlines to promote tourism and investments. He wondered why Uganda is so rich underground but so poor on the surface. On her part, His Excellency Count Array emphasized the need to have direct flights to the UK to promote tourism and links with the UK. The meeting was attended by the Minister of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, Honorable Mwebesa Francis, and Ambassador Beatrice Pachunega, among others.
In more stories, the Bishop of Mityana Diocese, Right Reverend James Bokomiko, has urged Christians to have hope amidst the challenges they encounter in their daily lives. Now, the Bishop was delivering his Easter message at the Cathedral headquarters in Namkozi, Mityana district.
And they were saying to one another, who will roll away the stone for us from the entrance of the tomb? We have witnessed serious illnesses and deaths, social unrest, economic hardships. Many people are still suffering the loss of their loved ones, unemployment, fear, and anxiety. Yet there is hope. Christ is risen. He has liberated us and made a lasting peace and joy possible for our chaotic and troubled world. Recently, we have seen in our diocese the displacement of people from their land in Chankwanzi district, where over 3 villages have been swallowed by one individual. Land grabbing is now the order of the day in most parts of our country. Human killings, by commonly known as Abebijambia. We are called to sow seeds of goodness for the benefit of others. We should avoid selfishness and pride. In our society, corruption and embezzlement of funds should stop.
Moving on, farmers still continue to lose 40% of their produce during post-harvest handling. This occurs during harvesting, transportation, processing, and storage. According to NARA, 20 to 30% is lost during storage, while 10% is lost during transportation of the produce. Now, the director of Ngeta Zadi, Dr. Laban Triagenda, attributes the loss to poverty and the knowledge gap among farmers. Development Initiative for Northern Uganda, DINU, a new government initiative to chase hunger and poverty from the region, tasked Solidaridad to reduce on the food loss. Details, Philip.
Food losses exacerbate famine, poverty, and food insecurity. Currently, post-harvest loss and wastage in northern Uganda stands at 40%. 20 to 30% is lost during storage, while 10% is lost during transportation of the produce. The director of Ngeta Zadi, Dr. Laban Toriagenda, says this is a result of lack of knowledge on produce management during harvest, transportation, threshing, and storage.
Even the poverty among the farmers. As I said, we have some prototypes, some machinery for agro-processing. For example, rice threshers and cassava chippers, maize thresher and so on. But they're expensive. The farmers may not be able to manage.
To reduce the food loss, which is also a threat to the national economy, Solidaridad, which is tasked with the marketing component under the DINO to eliminate famine and poverty, organized training for farmers in Lango and Acholi sub-regions.
Pien kwanyo chem unu yelo wa pin te der kuja rai polere wok choya kwanyo tek pien choya teke pi uguri tap baloko.
How to dry it and how to test whether the products is ready, dry it properly.
The initiative by Solidaridad under the DINO project is to help farmers enhance quality to realize niche markets for their products.
So the niche markets or the good markets that the farmers talk of require, number one, quality produce and products, and number two, the niche markets require large volumes. That's why we are promoting the bulking and also the aspect of quality assurance through these trainings like post-harvest handling that we are doing today.
A technician with the NARO, Samson Nobong, wants farmers to embrace the use of locally available organic pesticides. He says materials like red pepper, tobacco, garlic, neem, among others, are cheap methods of controlling pests to avoid losses during storage.
So they're not expensive. The farmers can harvest the materials and they just make them directly by themselves.
So that is why today we are here with Dino. We are taking up this refresher training to remind farmers of the importance not only on the quantity of what they are producing, but on the quality of what they are producing in relation to health issues.
Application of good post-harvest handling practices and processing has a potential to contribute to the improvement of product quality and stabilization of food availability. Eddie Olwa, UBC News.
Now, women members of parliament want government to prioritize scale-up of family planning services, especially at grassroots level. This call comes at a time when Ministry of Health is repositioning itself to push the Family Planning Agenda 2030 that focuses on provision of information and family planning commodities. Details follow. Uganda's population growth rate of 3.02% is one of the highest in the world. Women legislators now want government to ensure that all women who need contraception have easy access to it in order to control unwanted pregnancies. Women parliamentarians claim that in some places, women move long distances in search for family planning commodities, an issue that needs to be addressed urgently.
We have even health center tools, but now when you look at an area like in Chitukutwe, that's in Wakiso Chira, but the health center is that side of Chimwany, whatever it is, that distance is really so long, over 5 kilometers, much as it's urban.
We have inadequate family planning services, and these women are so much affected. That is so alarming in our district. So we are trying to see how to support these women by seeing the maternity units, how they are able to support them. But like I said, some sub-counties do not even have health centers. Yet the policy of health now is that every sub-county should have a health center.
The call for the need to scale up family planning services comes at a time when Ministry of Health is trying to push the Family Planning Agenda 2030 to ensure the provision of information and family planning commodities. This also includes provision of reproductive health services and information to women and girls.
Health-seeking behavior of adolescents, they normally want more adolescent-friendly services. So we need to be able to get into systems where we have either IT services, so that people can be able, you might not necessarily need to visit the facility, but if you need information, you can be able to access it just through your phone or any other platform. So many of them have been developed, and we think that they should be able to spread all across the country.
Retaining girls in school is also a measure indirectly helping to control population growth.
There are facts and there are reports that are attached to the longer period one stays in school, the longer one will take to produce. We are having those findings.
However, as government struggles to push the family planning agenda forward, there's still unresolved issue of sexual education, especially for school-going youth.
Teenage pregnancy and unwanted pregnancy, most times the early marriages and all that. It goes back now to how much information is actually provided. This brings in the integration of sexual and reproductive health and rights, the issues of we sometimes talk of sexuality education and then people are thinking of we are talking about sex, which is not the case. You provide education, you tell people what they must expect, the issues of adolescence, the changes they are going through, those sexual feelings, what does that imply, how do you actually work around the self-control, issues of abstinence. All of them are actually part of sexuality education.
Government is trying to increase access to family planning because it is looked at as a key development issue now that the country is aspiring to achieve the middle income status by 2040. Well, UBC News Tonight will take a short commercial break and we'll be back with business news and sports and also international stories.
Pay for your dream phone, Mpola. Get your dream phone today for as low as 1,400 Uganda shillings with free data for a year and pay slowly. All phones come with daily 50 MBs for 12 months. Repayment period is 1 year. Available at MTN service centers and M-Kopa shops.
Football packages, great entertainment, sports, the local content, telenovela, the movies. There is something for everybody. Go TV, this is where great stories live.
Get the best entertainment for any budget. With GoTV, you will have great entertainment for as little as 13,000 Uganda shillings per month. GoTV, great stories, Zidiwano. GoTV Uganda, love it.
Aisa abasajja ntwala omukisa guno n'obuwombeefu obw'ekika ekya waggulu okwagaliza amazaalibwa ag'enkaaga mu 7 amalungi
awamu ne bakozi bannange mu Airtel Uganda tukwagaliza amazaalibwa amalungi ag'essanyu.
Twebaza Katonda akusobozesezza okutuuka ku myaka gino era tumusaba akukuume.
On behalf of the Board of Directors, Management and Staff, I would like to wish His Majesty Kabaka Ronald Muwenda Mutebi II a long life and a happy 67th birthday. Avangale I Sabasaja Kabaka.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
It's no secret that ICT makes learning easy.
The strides made in our field could not be possible without it.
And now we can watch our favorite shows.
My radio is my best friend.
UCC provides an enabling regulatory environment and policy guidance for healthy competition. We also facilitate ease of doing business in the communications sector through licensing, standardization, spectrum management, tariff regulation, rural communication development, and consumer empowerment. An informed consumer is an empowered consumer. UCC supports local content and innovations. Driving the development of a robust communication sector in Uganda is Uganda Communications Commission.
Choose our with Airtel Money Quick Loans. Get a top-up loan when you have insufficient funds to buy airtime, pay utility bills, or make payments at a local supermarket. Complete your transaction and pay later. Dial *185 *7 *10# to opt in. Get an Airtel Money Quick Loan and pay later. Choose our with Airtel Money Quick Loans in partnership with Housing Finance Bank and powered by Yabex. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. You're still watching UBC News Tonight with me, Sharon Kyomugisha. In our business story, State Minister for Information, Communication and National Guidance, Joyce Nabosa-Sebugwawo, has asked local leaders to popularize government programs to realize development. Now, Sebugwawo was commissioning a fish farming initiative in Ramalenge village, Komansimbi district, formerly known as Masaka.
The State Minister for Information, Communication and Technology, Joyce Nabosa-Sebugwawo, has urged leaders to sensitize communities about government programs, mainly the Parish development model and the Emyooga for socio-economic change.
This is the right time now to inform all the public that we have so many good programs before, and we are still preparing some other program like this Parish development model, which is going to assist all the poor, the common people to get wealth. Therefore, I'm appealing to all leaders, wherever you are, please sensitize your people. Tell them.
Minister wants farmers to make good use of extension workers for good yields and caution extension workers over extortion.
They are not doing their work. They are after money. Wherever they go, they demand money. And yet they are supposed to serve the public free of charge. Because that's why they are there. That's why they get the salaries.
The commissioned fish farm is to act as a model center for Tulibumu Fish Farmers Association, and the farm was established by the NRM district chairperson Mwanje Shafik. Farmers highlighted agricultural inadequacies that warrant government intervention for profitable investments. Government, through Operation Wealth Creation and other related development programs, provided farmers with fingerings for commercial farming. Abdul Nasser Lubama, UBC News.
Now, the matter of fish trade in Uganda is back to the public limelight, with State Minister for Fisheries Helen Ador refuting claims of selective licensing. Ador says no fish dealer has been issued a license in more trade. Now, this clarification follows accusations by some members of parliament from fishing communities that fish more trading licenses have only been issued to foreign companies. Take a look.
And I thank you for your communication.
The day was Thursday, and the Ugandan Parliament had sat. Member of Parliament for Bale County, Charles Tebandeke, advanced this as a matter of national importance.
I pray that the Minister of Agriculture, Animal Industries and Fisheries explain as to why it is effecting the discriminatory issuance of licenses to only the foreign dealers in the sector against the suffering Ugandans.
If time allows, Right Honourable Speaker, let the Minister of Fisheries be accorded the time to come and make a substantive submission on this matter, because it affects more than half of this country.
Not contented with the response, he moved a similar concern to a Friday press briefing at Parliament. He was joined by about 5 other members representing fishing communities.
If the locals are being ousted out of business, it's a question to wonder. We want to appeal to the Minister, to the Directorate, to Parliament, and any other authorities of this country to come to a status quo and defend Ugandans from the would-be exploitation.
These concerns have been taken care of with a clarification from the State Minister for Fisheries, Helen Adoa.
There is nobody, as we stand today, who has been licensed on fish moors. Fish moors actually one area where the fishers are depleting the lake. So we decided to go slow on issuing licenses to those who had applied for fish moor, because so many had applied for fish moors.
Adoa equally accuses the complaining members of Parliament of having conflict of interest.
So they should declare their interest than disguising us leaders who are aggrieved. It is not true. Some of them are actually illegal officials, so they are trying to hide something out of that.
As for expiry of the licensing for fish traders, this has since been extended by 1 month to enable accommodation of all fish dealers, as recently explained.
We have also extended the time of registration, because originally we had wanted to stop 30th of this month of March, but we have now decided that we give them up to end of April.
Meetings have been held, ideas have been shared, and resolutions have been taken. Some in meetings where some complaining members of Parliament have been in attendance. Henry Okrut, UBC.
In more business stories, Kampala City Abattoir is bubbling with life as many people flock to the area to buy meat for preparing hefty meals for Easter celebrations. Now, the big turn-up is also attributed to high prices elsewhere that has led those seeking for quality meat to flock meat packers. Watch.
Kampala City Abattoir is a big business as Easter shoppers flock the area for fresh and quality meat products.
Kubanga abantu baffe ebyenfuna si birungi. Abantu baffe babadde mu bisibo bibiri. Wabadde mu kisibo ky'abasiraamu n'ekisibo ky'abannaffe ab'enzikiriza ya Kristo. Abantu baffe abaana baakawummula. Ate abaana bagenda kuwummula ebbanga ttono.
43-year-old Isaac Musinje traveled a long distance to buy himself quality meat for his family of 4.
Generally speaking, this Easter wouldn't be bad. But the problem, we are trying to balance school fees and want our children to enjoy the Easter. But since we've just come out of lockdown, we need them to enjoy both Easter holidays. So instead of buying 10 kgs, I've decided to buy 5, such that I save some money for school fees and they also have something on Easter holidays.
Musinje says the price of meat at the city abattoir is slightly cheaper than elsewhere.
Generally, as I've explained to you, I'm from Nabweru. Our side there right now, a kilo is at 16,000. But here it is 13,000. A person like me who moves on open roof, I think when I talk of open roof, you understand, it's a motorcycle. I save at least like 15,000 That 15,000, I would buy tomato, spices and other things.
Mu byennyama bino byonna alina quality gy'atwala. Kati quality wa export gy'atwala, quality ya metropolitan area gy'etwala nayo yanjawulo, naawe ennyama gy'ola yanjawulo. Kati omuwendo kisinziira ku ki ky'oyagala gwe nga ggwe, naye nga omuwendo era average etambulira mu gumu 2, gumu 3 ye omuwendo etambulira ssaawa zino.
City Abata operators, however, say that heavy morning downpour slightly interfered with their operations, and as such, the turn-up of customers could have been higher.
Andikira mu budde obwo ente zetubaze zonna zeetuuma kati bakasitoma ne bajja omulundi gumu nga balabanga ennyama ennyingi, so singa enkuba batetonye bagenda okuggyemu ebeevuddemu nga wazze endala, naye kati balabanga ennyama eba ennyingi n'etasobola kutambula bulungi.
Saddam Mubale, UBC News.
Moving on from that, but still in business stories, Emyooga beneficiaries of Ntoroko and Kabarole districts are set for success a year later after receiving funds to boost their economic activities. They each received seeds capital 560 million Ugandan shillings, distributed among 16 SACCOs in Kabarole and 18 SACCOs in Ntoroko district. Take a look at these successful stories.
Beneficiaries of the Emyooga program in Ntoroko have spoken out on the experience so far while running their enterprises.
Government yakatoa seed capital ya milioni 300 tukatunga wetu muno through the micro support center. Hanyuma abatyara bakasoroza shares zin milioni 10
Twina savings za milioni 3.8 within 6 months of time.
Twafuna milioni 5 munkaga. Ate group 18 nezifuna ku sente milioni 3.
The local council leadership has decried unfavorable weather patterns for challenging the SACCOs practicing livestock farming.
Endwadde z'ente, foot and mouth disease, kyaletereza okugalawo obutale bw'ente nakyo kya affectinga performance y'Emyooga.
However, plans to mitigate the challenges have been presented by the Microfinance Support Center.
Tukyagenda kwongerera mu ddala emisomo kubanga wotunuulira era wakyalimu abantu abatanaterera bulungi, so tugenda kwongeramu emisomo nga tutuukira ddala ku byalo kubaka tuli ku level ya constituency. Twagala okutuukira ddala ku byalo tulabe nti omuntu oli asembayo enkola eno ey'Emyooga ayongera okugitegeera n'ebigikwatako okusobola okulaba nga programu ya president etuukiriza ekigendererwa kyayo.
16 SACCOs in Kabarole district altogether received seed capital of 560 million shillings and have so far saved 60,330,000 shillings. Loans worth 598,119,639 shillings have so far been disbursed, with recoveries worth 189,275,200 shillings. While in Ntoroko, the 18 SACCOs altogether also got seed capital of 560 million shillings and have so far saved 54,713,864 shillings and disbursed loans worth 88,598,700 shillings, with recoveries of 525,313,224 shillings. Wadulo Makanold, UBC News, in Ntoroko.
Get connected today with the My Airtel 4G smartphone and enjoy free data for 1 whole year worth 86,500 Uganda shillings. That's free 2 GB for the first month and free 1 GB for the next 11 months at only 250,000 Uganda shillings with free data for 1 whole year worth 86,500 shillings, making the effective price of the 4G phone 163,500 shillings only. Airtel, the smartphone network.
A World Cup in the desert? The first one in the Middle East. The first to be held at the end of the year? That's crazy. Get ready for spectacular moves. high-flying saves, unbelievable goals, out-of-this-world celebrations.
Would you believe it? What a moment here!
All 64 matches live. That's over 5,000 action-packed minutes of the FIFA 2022 World Cup Qatar. Now that's crazy. Catch all the action only on SuperSport, your world of champions. On Gold TV, love it.
Need to send money to a loved one but you don't have enough on your phone? Have you run out of fuel but you don't have enough money? Do you want to pay for your car or water but have insufficient funds? Or do you want to shop but you don't have enough money? Don't worry, get away with MTN Momo Advance. Momo Advance tops up your Momo to complete your transactions. Dial *165*5*3# to apply. MTN Momo Advance is always available when you need it.
In our sports stories, the first ever Federation of Eastern African University Sports Women Games have witnessed day one action at Bositima University in Busia District. Now the games were officially opened by Uganda's State Minister for Foreign Affairs in the Regional Cooperation Docket, John Mulimba. Details for them.
9 of the East African regional universities have started action in the first ever Federation of Eastern Africa University Sports Women Games at Bositima University.
Going forward as hosts, we have learned, because it is our first time to host as Bositima University, so far so good. We pat our backs. It has been successful. We managed to conduct most competitions today. And tomorrow we are having the finals in most of the games like football, chess, Scrabble. They will be ending tomorrow, and we shall be having the closing ceremony tomorrow.
There was competition in rugby that was won by Makerere University after beating Kenya's Maseno University, while United States International University of Kenya beat Bositima 53-4 to claim the top prize in basketball.
And I think the best team won, so yeah, we did learn a few things we're going to take back home, and I hope Ugandans also learned a few things from us. Quite happy.
The games were officially opened by State Minister for Foreign Affairs in the Regional Cooperation Docket, John Mulimba, who committed government support towards university and especially women's sports.
We are aware that only 40% of all sports participants are female in the country, and every effort should be made to improve this, since women constitute majority of the population.
In handball, there will be a final between Chambogo and Makerere on Sunday, while netball played on a round robin has 2 games to go, but hosts Bositima are primed for success.
Every time we go for games, you always have more men than the women. Here everybody is a woman, the officiating officials, 90% have been women, the team managers have been women, so this is empowering the women that are marginalized. The percentage is smaller in the game of sports.
In football, the hosts Bositima are unstoppable, having beaten Bishop Stewart University 3-1 and then walloped Kumi University 5-0 to set up a final against either Bishop Stewart University or Kumi that contest the first game on the final day tomorrow.
So these games have exposed the need to have these female be exposed more and more. And I'm sure if we consciously have guidelines for these games, we will produce good coaches who are female, good referees, good administrators, good team managers, and athletes.
There is also action in swimming and athletics hosted in Tororo, while the indoor games like chess and Scrabble were by news time still in action. John Barnes, Sentamo, reporting.
Now, the Toro Kingdom MTN Masaza Cup finals in Fort Portal Tourism City ended successfully, graced by the King of Toro, Oyonyemba Kabamba Guru Kidi IV. The Masaza Cup finals between Bunyangabo and Chakas County were held at Buhinga Playground in Fort Portal Tourism City. Toro Kingdom has used the Massaza Cup as a strategy to sensitize the kingdom masses about the high HIV prevalence in district of Kabarore and Fort Portal Tourism City. Chaka County took the trophy with 1 goal against Bunyangabu County in the first half of the game. Watch.
Abutamba refuneja kutera hwiso nokinguraho empaka zino omu butongole sima kutamba 1 2 3
Nasela Lutaro na Oldinyanya Antuko Mwikirao is now Nani no mpira wa Bunyangabo JJ Pato na twaro mpira muchunguze jo haru aikariri pira gira hero dokusoma wachiaka bagumwibero
Sakike mpire abaza
sasa ka isaza eliacha Rango tumebaganiza
Brought you by.
We're here to build because at the end of the day, we're truly Ugandan.
Well, that's all we had for you for now. Thank you so much for watching UBC News Tonight from 8 p.m. to 9. You can join us once again at 10 p.m. for more news coming your way. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha with Mugalo Mohammed on Sign Language. Good night. Bye-bye.
We bring you a fresh, well-researched program to help you identify opportunities for investment, job creation, growing your entrepreneurial skills, wealth creation, and social transformation. Create wealth, transform livelihoods. Every week,